Hello world of Pokemon, this is Daniel, owner of Pokemon Completionist channel, also known as Pcomp, and today we're gonna start out our Complex Dex. Check the intro. Oh, let's go guys, first one. Finally we got it. Please God bless us. Challenge is now complete. We done it. Welcome to the first Complex Dex video, a series of challenges that will cover all generations of Pokemon, following some extreme rules to get our job harder. Before we start, I should let you guys know that unfortunately I recorded the whole generation 1 in my old PC. That's why most of this video is in 30 FPS or not a good of a quality. I want to express that I fixed this in generation 2 and beyond, so I know the quality of this video is not gonna be something that everybody is gonna appreciate it. But anyways, if you like the content, please come back for the generation 2 video or watch my live recordings on YouTube to see that video quality was certainly improved. Anyway, I'm gonna start talking about the rules of this challenge, and if you guys have some questions or wonderings, I already did a more detailed video about these rules with some examples, so don't forget to check it out for more information. But the rules are as follows. Rule number 1, perform a national living dex. Rule number 2, catch the Pokemon in the location where his average level is the lowest possible. Rule number 3, catching a Pokemon, evolve the form if possible, if not, get the first in its evolutionary line. Rule number 4, Pokeballs only whenever possible. Rule number 5, my OT, in that case, Daniel. Rule number 6, every generation will have their main game where I will try to get all Pokemon in that save file. In generation 1 we have Pokemon Yellow. Rule number 7, in generation 2 onwards I will complete the national dex without transfer or trade from previous generations, except the ones that you can get by other means, and we are getting the national dex in remakes. Rule number 8, every generation will also have more specific rules, but will be explained in their own video. For the first generation isn't much to add, except that some Pokemons are not catchable with normal Pokeballs, but can be caught with Safari Balls. But we are playing in the Virtual Console on Nintendo 3DS, and upon transferring them to newer games, they will be displayed as catched in normal Pokeballs. That means we could theoretically catch them in any ball we want, but I will not do that, except for Safari of course. Another thing worth mentioning is that first generation doesn't have breeding, so it's impossible to catch them now with the same OT name and number, but we'll have the help of Pokemon Crystal to make eggs and send them to Yellow, meaning that the total number of OTs in this challenge is gonna be 2, one for Pokemon Yellow and one for Pokemon Crystal. Both have the same name, Daniel, only the ID number will differ. I'm gonna do it that way because I don't want to reset over and over in Pokemon Red and Blue to catch all the starters, for example. Thinking doing in my way is gonna be more clean, other than having a lot of OTs with different numbers. Another important message I have to share is that I will also catch all Pokemon forms, and for generation 1 that means I will catch both genders of Pokemon that have gender differences. Things like Alolan forms, Megas, and etc. will only be caught in the games they debut. But you're gonna say, hey Daniel, but gender differences only debut in the 4th generation. And that's right, but I think it's easier to get them now than later. Lastly, I have 2 more things to say about how I'm gonna narrate this video. First, I will mention a lot of times that we got an extra Pokemon for Gander or 2 Gander or similar things. That means that Pokemon specifically was caught to get both Gander forms. And secondly, I will also say sometimes that we got an extra Pokemon to evolve it later, meaning that Pokemon will be evolved following the rule number 3 of Complex Dex, because his final or middle form isn't catchable in the game. Alright, without further ado, it's finally time to begin. Here we go! Wait, that's the wrong series. To start things off, we needed to do what every normal person should do at the beginning. We need to lose the first fight on purpose, and then run away from every encounter until that we got access to a Pokeball so that we can catch a random Pokemon and finally put Pikachu in the box and start Dex count. This is going to be a normal thing in this series of challenges, because we want our starter and any other mons with a catch to not receive any experience, so that way they stay intact the way we caught them, only exception being the ones we needed to evolve later. Just to notice that this video isn't gonna be a tutorial on how to beat Pokemon Yellow, so the only thing I'm gonna talk about the playthrough is that we have to trade a Charizard with Cut, so that way we avoid the SSN to leave Vermilion Port, because we needed to fish in that place later. Other thing to mention is that if we have an unavoidable encounter with a Pokemon, we're gonna make the catch on this Pokemon the first time we met. It only minor exceptions in future games. And because it's impossible to beat Pokemon Yellow without having an encounter with Snorlax, we take advantage of these to catch and add him to our decks. Now onto the real catches. After the first week beating the game, we start our true adventure, where we catch a PJ and Rattata on Route 1. We get an extra Rattata for Gander and an extra PJ to evolve later. Advancing to Route 22, we get Spearow, Nidoran female, Nidoran male, Monkey, and finally Poliwhirl using a Super Rod. We also get an extra Nidoran male and female, both to evolve later. Viridian Forest we caught Caterpie, Metapod, and a 1% Pidgeotto using Repel Trick level 9. We also got 2 extra Caterpies, both to evolve later in both genders of Butterfree. Inside Viridian City, we used a Super Rod to capture a Poliwag, getting an extra to evolve later. Skipping to Route 3, we caught a Sandshrew. And in Route 5, we get a Jigglypuff and a Abra. This Abra was a bit difficult because we needed to get 3 of them, 2 to evolve later to both Alakazam's gender differences. And for that reason, we got a Psyduck surfing in Route 6 before finally being able to catch a female Abra and close the string. On the very next day, we continue in Route 6, where we get a Golduck surfing, a Goldeen with Good Rod, and a Magikarp with Old Rod. Also, we get an extra Goldeen and Magikarp, both for Gander. On Mount Moon, was time to get Clefairy, Zubat, Paras, and Geodude. We also got an extra Geodude and Clefairy to evolve later, and also Zubat for Gander. On Route 24, we caught Oddish, Venonat, Bellsprout, and lastly Seeking with a Super Rod. We get 2 extra Oddish, one to evolve and other for Gander. Also an extra Bellsprout and Seeking, the first to evolve later and the last for Gander. On Route 8 we get a Kadabra. Also we capture a female off-stream. We used a Super Rod in Route 25 to get both Krabby and Kingler. On Route 9, using Repel Trick level 18, we got Nidorina and Nidorino. On the following day, we continue in Route 9, this time with Repel Trick level 19 to get a Fearow. On the right hand side, Route 10, we get a Magnemite and 2 Matchup, one to evolve later. Fishing with Super Rod on Route 11, we find a Horsey. And climbing to Diglett's cave, we got a Diglett. And with Repel Trick level 29, we also get Dugtrio easily. Back to Route 11, we get Drowsy. Also 2 extras to evolve later to both Hypnos Ganders. Then we decided to surf in Route 12, where we get a Slowpoke, and not much later we also get Slowbro. Right below on Route 13 we fished a Seadra with Super Rock. Heading to Route 16 we find a Doduo with an extra for Gander. On Rock Tunnel we arrived at basement first floor to catch a Onix. And later on Route 17, commonly known as Cycling Road, we used a Super Rod to catch Tentacool. At the grass, we get Ponyta and an extra to evolve later. Because Dodrio was taking too long to show up, we decided to skip him for a while. Entering Vermilion Sport, we fished to find a Shelder with a Super Rod. And at the beginning of October 26th livestream, we get another one to evolve later. After another frustrated search for Dodrio, we jump to Pokemon Tower where we get Ghastly, and with Repel Trick level 20 we caught Hunter. Also we get an extra Ghastly to evolve later. In a little pond behind the house in Fuchsia City we fish for Gyarados with a Super Rod. We caught an extra later off-stream for Gander. And now it's finally time for the most anticipated safari. At least for you guys that don't turn insane trying to catch Pokémons in that cursed place. Well, in the first area we get Parasect and Tangela. Fishing with Super Rod we get a Dratini, and quickly after Dragonair. Also we get an extra Dratini to evolve later, not bad to start things out. After that we jump to the second area of Safari, where we caught Marowak and Taurus. Finishing that live stream with no Scythers and no chances. On Sunday, we tried to finish Scyther capture in Safari's second area, but we ended up not getting him live. But after we arrived at Route 17, we got finally a Dodrio with Repel Trick level 29. On the following day off stream, we get another one to complete both genders. Also in that Sunday stream, in the first Safari area, we got Highhorn, getting an extra for a gender. In that Sunday night off stream, we finally got our desirable Scyther. And some days later, we got a female one off stream to complete both genders. On Monday, we reached Route 12 to get a Farfetch with Repel Trick level 26. And with Repel Trick level 29, we got Whipping Bell and Gloom. Also another Gloom for Gander. After that, we continue our hunt on Route 14 using Repel Trick level 30 to get a 1% Venomoth that takes us less than 5 minutes. Going down to Route 21 below Pallet Town, we use a Repel Trick level 15 to get a Raticate, male and female. Following on Route 20 in the right hand side of Cinnabar, we fish for a Tentacruel with Super Rod. Flying back to Pallet Town, we get Staryu with Super Rod and an extra to evolve later. Back to the Safari hunting for a Pinsir in Area 3, we managed to get a Cubone. Also a Execute. And lastly a Kangaskhan. Later that day we found another Execute to evolve. Going to Pokémon Mansion, we managed to catch Growlithe, Grimer, and Ditto. Also an extra Growlithe to evolve later. Going to the power plant, we capture a Magneton, Voltorb, and lastly Muk with Repel Trick level 33. We decided to go on Sea of Fun Islands. There we get Seal, Dewgong, and Golbat, getting an extra Golbat off stream for Gander. Starting the live stream on Victory Road, we get a Machoke and a Graveler. Going down to Route 23, we caught a Primeape with Repel Trick level 41. Heading to Cerulean Cave, we found a Sandslash on first floor, Rhydon at the second floor, and with a Paltrick level 58, we finally got a Lickitung on basement first floor. Also, we get an extra Rhydon off stream to Gander. After spending the night buying some coins, on the next day we start buying a Porygon at the game corner. And in this live stream we decided to get gift Pokémons and some interactable ones like legendaries and special encounters. We give our partner Pikachu a whole lot of Hyper Potions until his friendship reached maximum. That way, we get a Bulbasaur in Cerulean City. And going up from Cerulean to Route 24, we find a boy who gives us a Charmander. And for the last starter, we reach Vermilion City where Officer Jenny gave us a Squirtle for having Vermilion's badge. Flying to Saffron City, we receive Hitmonlee and Lapras as gifts. Also, we got a Eevee gift in Celadon. Acquiring an Old Ember and Helix Fossil, we fly to Cinnabar to revive Aerodactyl and Omanite. Back to the power plant, we interact with a false Pokeball to get Electrode. And later we got the legendary Zapdos. Going to Seafoam Islands and solving the puzzle inside the cave, it was possible to capture Articuno in only 2 Pokeballs after putting him to sleep. Flying to Victory Road, we got the last legendary bird, Moltres. And right away at Cerulean Cave, we caught Mewtwo in only 2 Pokeballs again. After that, we spent the rest of the stream trying to get a Chansey or Pinsir, but failing nonetheless. Later that day, we've done an extra live stream to get Pokemon Red and Blue exclusives, so that we can breed them in Pokemon Crystal. We start in Pokemon Red, where we get Ekans, Electabuzz, and lastly a Poliwhirl to trade for a Jinx. And for Pokemon Blue, we caught Weedle, Meowth, Koffing, Magmar, and revive a Kabuto. Before starting the live stream on November 2nd, we got a Chansey off stream. And also an extra Clefairy for trade. Starting the stream, we buy the last needed Pokemons at the game corner, they being Igglytuff and 2 Vulpix, one of them to evolve later. On Route 2, we used the extra Clefairy we got off stream to trade for a Mr. Mime. You're not gonna count him in the Dex because he doesn't have our ulti, and we're gonna breed him in Crystal. After that, we start the trading time. We send to Pokemon Crystal or Pokemon's caught in Red and Blue, and also some ones from Yellow like the starters, because we need to get more of them to complete the Living Dex. After that trade process, we managed to get the necessary eggs and hatch them. They are 3 Pichu eggs, 1 being male and 2 female, 2 Meowth eggs, 3 Bulbasaur eggs, 1 being female, 2 Kabuto eggs, 2 Koffing eggs, 3 Widow eggs, 2 Charmander eggs, 2 Squirtle eggs, 1 Tyrog egg, 2 Ekans eggs, 4 Eevee eggs, 1 being female, 1 Omanite egg, 1 Magby egg, 1 Smochum egg, 1 Elekid egg, and finally a Mr. Mime egg. We need to address that this Mr. Mime hatch, we needed to give him an improper nickname, because if we didn't nickname him, upon transferring the Poketransporter app, we will unfortunately think that Mr. Mime, the way it's written in the first 2 generations, it's a nickname. So we needed to give him an improper nickname, so that way Poketransporter will remove his nickname and will be in correct formatting for next generations. On the following day, it was time to bring back Crystal Pokémons to Yellow. That way we could add to our decks the following Pokémon: Meowth, Kabuto, Koffing, Weedle, Ekans, and Mr. Mime. The rest of them will be sent later because they need to evolve from their baby forms. To end our Complex Dex, we needed to evolve the extra Pokémon we got along the way. So we start evolving Caterpie to Metapod and then Butterfree. One being male and the other female. The rest of the stream we decided to evolve a Pidgeotto, but it takes too long. So on next day, Saturday off stream, we caught a Pinsir with Repel Trick level 15. Finishing all the catches needed in the game. In parallel on Pokémon Crystal, we finished evolving the baby forms of first generation Pokémons, they being 3 Pichus to Pikachu, Tyrog to Richmond-chan, Smochum to Jinx, Elekid to Electabuzz, and Magby to Magmar. We start the livestream evolving Pidgeotto to Pidgeot. After that, we reach Victory Road to evolve the starter trio to their secondary forms, so Bulbasaur to Ivysaur, Charmander to Charmeleon, and Squirtle to Wartortle. Before we continue evolving, I decide to finish Pokémon Crystal traits, so we can finally count in your decks Magmar, Jinx, Electabuzz, and Hitmonchan. Back to evolving. At the Elite 4, we managed to get a Venusaur, male and female, before finishing the stream. The following day, we start doing a run at the Elite 4, getting a Charizard. Then we decided to take a break evolving at the Elite 4, so we focus on getting low level evolutions or stone evolutions. That way we get Kakuna and Beedrill. With the Thunderstone we evolve Pikachu to Raichu, female and male. We also evolved Nidoran male and female to Nidorina and Nidorino, and then to Nidoqueen and Nidoking, both with the Moonstone. Then we evolved Vulpix to Ninetales with Firestone, Clefairy to Clefable with Moonstone, and Growlite to Arcanine with Firestone. After that, we was Shellder to Cloyster with Waterstone, Execute to Executor with Leafstone, Staryu to Starmie with Waterstone, and finally we evolved 3 Eevees, one for Flareon with Firestone, Vaporeon with Waterstone, and Jolteon with Thunderstone. After the stone evolutions, we decided to evolve some Pokémons at the Cerulean Cave, getting an Arbok and a Persian. From Tuesday to Wednesday off stream, we fought the Elite Four to evolve and get Blastoise, Rapidash, Weezing,
and Omastar.
We start this live stream evolving more Pokémons at Cerulean Cave, they being Oddish to Gloom and then Vileplume with Leafstone, getting a male and female. We also evolved Poliwag to Poliwhirl and then Poliwrath with Waterstone. Lastly, we evolved Bellsprout to Weepinbell and then Victreebel with Leafstone, and also Drowsy to Hypno, getting both Hypno Genders. At the same livestream, we evolved 2 Abras to Kadabra, Ghastly to Haunter, Machop to Machoke, and Geodude to Graveler. And off-stream, we grab these mons and trade them to get their evolutions. Alakazam, male and female, Golem, Gengar, and Machamp. Also, between Wednesday and Thursday, we got the last evolution from Elite Four runs, that being Kabutops. It was time for the final live stream of first generation, and there was only 2 Pokémons left, one of them being Dragonite. But we already done most of the evolution process off stream days earlier, so we only needed 2 battles to evolve Dragonair to Dragonite. This way we get 150 Pokémons to our decks, the last step being getting the mythical Pokémon Mew. For that, it was necessary to create a time machine, so we can go back to 2016, more specifically November 22, where we went to the United Kingdom and a Game Freak employee traded a Mew with us. This Mew have a GF as OT and a 22796 ID number. That was necessary so we can transfer him to later generations. After finishing this trade, we officially have finished our Complex Dex for first generation, acquiring all 151 Pokémons. We speak to Professor Oak, and then at the Game Freak building we get our diploma. The last thing we needed to do was transferring all of them to Pokémon Home. We needed to move then 20 at a time to box 1, and then to Poké Transfer, then Pokemon Bank, and lastly home to storage. Here we are, guys, in Pokemon Home to finally end this video. I hope you guys like it and appreciated this format. We still have a long way ahead of us with the next generations, but I'm excited and we'll probably finish soon. Thanks for watching till here. Leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and join us at our live stream here at this channel or in the Twitch channel linked below. Right now I'm taking some time off to edit Generation 2 videos, but probably at the beginning of next month I will continue with Generation 3. So keep healthy and safety, boys. See ya!